So it is May 4th, 3:55 in the afternoon. It has been pouring rain all day, and I've been stuck in the Nolichecki vortex. That is the, take care, Woodman.
Yep.
The Nolichecki vortex, that is the Uncle Johnny's hostel. So great spot, good company. But I got to get out of here and start walking. So here we go. Take care, guys.
Yeah. I make the.
All right. Back on trail. Hi, Uncle Johnny's. That was an awesome hostel. And man, I got sucked in there, and the rain made me want to stay. So I'm gonna force myself to get out and walk a few miles today and put some distance between me and the hostel and get me on towards the Roan Highlands, which is where I want to be. All right, Erwin, Tennessee. We'll come back sometime. Here we go, back in the woods. Everything is wet and soft, and just the way I like it. So that way the climb out of town should be a cakewalk. But this is the best thing, to get out, get back on trail. Even if I only do a couple miles, it'll get me back in the groove again. Oh no, Rocksylvania. Wait a minute. It's just a railroad crossing. It's kind of cool. Oof. More mountain laurels in bloom. The lower elevation mountain laurels are blooming. So I met this gentleman back at the hostel, and I was intrigued by his ultralight tarping setup. We got to chatting, and he's a very interesting fellow. If you don't mind, tell us your trail name and why you're hiking the AT.
Yeah, my name's Mortis, and I'm hiking the AT because I did a large section before, but I'm through hiking this time, so I'm gonna go all the way to Maine. That's the plan.
Very cool. Tell us that magic base weight.
It's about 6.5, but I picked up a couple things at the hostel, so it might be up to 7. But
still, yeah, super impressive.
Definitely, yeah. It's good to go light and go further with less effort, I think.
Yeah. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, and definitely a pleasure to walk with you.
Yeah, good to meet you too, man.
16 miles, so.
Dang. That's ambitious, dude. This is the Curly Maple Shelter. It's a good bunch here. There's another tarp camper down there. But I'm going to head up trail a little bit and find a good place to sleep. It is 7 p.m. I'd like to find a spot underneath the rhododendron and set up my tarp. It's supposed to rain tonight, but let's see, I've gone 4-point-something miles from town, so it's good to get out of town, get on up the trail a little bit, even if not going too far. All right, the shelter's over there. I can hear all them. I found a nice little place to sleep right under here. The leaves are super duper thick, and looks like it should drain fairly well. And here we go. Simple A-frame underneath the roadies. Multiple sticks, set of stakes. That ought to do it. Give you a little peek inside. There we go. That's my home for the night. Good morning. It is 7:05 and Cinco de Mayo, Wednesday. There's my home last night. Very comfortable spot. I slept like a baby last night. Thanks to my rhododendron friends for protecting me and giving me cover. There's the Zimmer built. I'm gonna go collect my food bag and then finish packing up and get started down the trail. This service road is behind the curly maple shelter. I ended up not going very far last night. It was starting to rain. Once I started walking, the terrain to come didn't look very conducive to finding a camping spot. So I passed by this. It seemed perfect and decided to take advantage of it for the night. It rained a little bit last night, but nothing really to speak of. The tarp was fairly dry. I think that a lot of that's due to the cover I was under. So let me get the bear bag and get my breakfast prepped and get on trail. Oh man, there's a sweet little water source right here. So Beast just passed by a few minutes ago, and the word is that 8 miles ahead there's going to be trail magic later today. It's going to be Gusher's friend's dad, and then at 12 miles, the shelter there's going to be a Cinco de Mayo party. So it's a fun bunch out here for sure. Started raining a little bit, just drizzling, and I got on the rain gear. So this guy passed me a little while ago. He had a hiking kilt on, and I asked him where he got it, and asked him a few questions about it, because I've seen a few of those on trail, and I think it'd be really, really comfortable and an interesting experience as well. And they actually have a hiking specific kilt made out of synthetic material, so dry quickly, lightweight, and so on. So I'm going to do a little more research and check those out, because I'd totally like to try one. I've always wanted to try a kilt out. There goes Mittens. Tried drinking some cold coffee this morning, and it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I'll get used to it. It'll be around 11 o'clock. Enjoying the morning so far. I've been passed by Shotgun, Mittens, Tony. Tony and Lilac are mechanical engineers, met in college. There's some pretty interesting folks. Got to talk with Tony for a little bit. Hallelujah, back in bald land. I'm not sure this is it's labeled beauty spot coming up, but I don't think it's the same beauty spot where they're doing trail magic. We'll see. But I have done just about 6 miles so far. It is noon, so setting myself up for a good 15-16 mile day if everything goes well, and that's good. I need to get on to the Roan Highlands. Trail keeps going that way, but I see vehicles over here, and I just saw the shuttle from Uncle Johnny's, so I'm gonna walk over here and see if this is the trail magic spot, just to do it. So that was the trail magic spot back there, and I did get some trail magic. They had pizza, and pizza, they didn't have any vegan pizza, so But what I ended up with was a glass of pickle juice. They had a big jar of pickles, and a guy just took the last pickle, and I got a glass of pickle juice. That's good to replace the salts and stuff that you sweat out, and it tastes pretty good too. So I was grateful for the pickle juice. So I'd like to mention the Zimmer built backpack that I just switched to. I just contacted, so I had ordered a second one as a backup, and then there's a couple of features that this one's missing that I'd like to have. So the other one will become the primary, this one will be the backup. It's essentially the same pack, but that one is black and has a few extra features. So I contact Chris Zimmer about altering my order just a little bit, and he was super fast to respond. Like I sent the email, and like 10 minutes later I had a response from him, which is amazing. And what I asked him for was if I could add just a little bit of roll top to the top of the bag. And I don't really need the extra volume. I just like to have a little more roll top to secure the top with. So he said he would be glad to add that to it for me. And then I asked him if he could sell me a sternum strap for the one that the pack that's on my back. And he's able to do that. And he's gonna invoice me for it. So I was tickled to death to have that flexibility and the quick turnaround response. And the pack that I have on my back is, he's terrific workmanship. So I'm really excited to be able to patronize his company and get to use the gear. Right, another big open field, or bald. I guess this is just a field because technically it's got trees in it. But man, I'm so excited about the hike and all the upcoming balds. These things are such an easy hike for me, and really enjoyable. So I'm gonna soak it in. So I was coming down the trail, and Lilac and Tony were just getting back on, and he made a discovery in his bag.
Found this nice lacy little bag in my backpack. And inside is a trophy.
Wow.
And it says, "Welcome to the Order of the Golden Lamp." So to sign it and then give it to the next person and hide it in someone else's pack. So
That is
I'll be
hilarious.
carrying this for a while.
So who was the last person to sign it?
Mittens.
Oh, sneaky.
I've been
Yeah.
hiking with mittens for a while.
Looks like it started with Rubicon, Snake Eyes, Triple H, and Trash.
Yeah, I camped next to them last night. That is hilarious.
Great. So we'll hide little lacy bags and other
Better watch out,
people's-
shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes might notice if there's an extra couple ounces.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the advantage of having a real small backpack. You can't get anything in it. Here goes Tony and Lilac. It started pouring rain on us again, and we all got suited up. It's let up now. Look at these rock stairs, man. Somebody put a lot of work into that. Just to shift the pieces around. That's wild. Very grateful to get to take advantage of the all that labor that somebody laid down. It's a nice little spot. But got 4 more miles, I think, to Cherry Gap Shelter. That'll make 12 for the day. I'm gonna evaluate from there. It's somewhere around 2 or 2:30, something like that. This is a beautiful section of woods. love to camp in here somewhere, but it's way short of my goal today. It's 3:20. I've got 2.6 miles to get to Cherry Gap Shelter, and look at the concentration of rhododendron, juvenile rhododendron, rhododendron maximums. Man, they are just, I'm surprised they don't choke each other out at this point. There must be some really fertile moss and ground that they're in. Man, I've never seen so many of them grouped so closely together. Look at that, it's crazy. Sorry I filmed them so much, I just think they're fantastic. This is Low Gap. Somebody's got all their clothes out to dry. I'm having umbrella envy right now. Alright, 5:23, and I've made it to the Cherry Gap Shelter. This will be about 12 miles for the day. A bunch of people set up, a whole bunch in the shelter. I'm gonna run down here and check it out. If I can keep from falling, it's a muddy mess. Alright, 6 o'clock, leaving the shelter. Sat and had dinner. Look, another tarp camper. That's an awesome tarp. It's a 10 by 10 steel poly. I'm gonna head down the trail a little bit, find a place with some cell phone signal, some leaves, and set up camp somewhere. There's more over here. The Appalachian Trail's right over there. And here's my tarp shelter for tonight. By the way, I ended up with 13.8 miles today when it's all said and done. Alright, the bear bag is in the air. Time to go to bed. I have to say, this tarp is definitely my favorite piece of gear. Alright, I'm going to get in, get cozied up, and go to sleep.